Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 7 of Math and Logic. We are almost there. Let me pull up my notes here. The course is almost done. I would guess for some of you that's a relief. For other people, that causes some panic. But I hope everybody feels like they learned something this summer. This week, you need to finish up the Logic Gates project. This one kind of ties together what we know about mathematical logic, truth tables, that kind of thing, and then gets deeper into some of how do computers actually work with numbers. If you get stuck, remember to use the videos. They're linked at the top of every page, just about, or in a playlist that I'll include in the email. Um, Remember to use a binary calculator on that. There's no reason to get a problem wrong because you added two binary numbers incorrectly. Also, this week, your last problem solving problem for the course is due, and then you're starting the last unit on algebra. This Thursday at noon is our last late work due date. So if you've got anything old you haven't turned in, you need to get that to me by Thursday at noon, with the exception of the stuff that's due a week from today, due on Thursday. So that stuff you can still turn in that next week, but everything else from the course you need to give it to me by Thursday. So that's things like the logic project. Make sure I've got that, the set test, the logic unit test, the number basis test, any of those old problem solving problems you skipped, and then any homework. That all needs to be to me by Thursday at noon. After this week, there's just 1 week left. So if you turn in the Logic Gates project and then you start the algebra and you're like, oh, this is really easy, I remember all this stuff, I would suggest you just blow through it, take the test, and be done with the course. Uh, that is a good use of your time, especially if the algebra isn't too hard for you. Right now, I'm personally working on grading your problem solving problem 5s. Then I'm going to move on to the number basis test to look for things like typos and stuff like that. And then I'll move on to grading things that you sent me early. Um, Thanks, guys. Hang in there. I really appreciate it. Be sure to let me know if you have questions. And like I said, hang in there. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.